Welcome to SIS Stories. This is Miss Bacigalupo's English 10 class, storytelling under the theme, Enter, Return. This is Sujin's memoir. Listen to her tell about what happens when the gift you got for Christmas that you didn't even want becomes the gift you always needed.
It was in the examination room in a small OBGYN office. Hygiened air, sterilized, clean, and empty air I slowly breathed in while waiting for a doctor to say the examination result. As doctor told my mom and myself the result, I first panicked and I burst out crying. When the doctor said, "Are you okay?" I even burst out crying out louder. We all know how annoying our siblings are, especially when you have more than one sibling or they have different gender with you. If you're an only child, well, first, you're lucky. Imagine being with your cousins 24/7 all your life. Again, all your life. I don't remember first 2 years of my life as an only child. Well, obviously, I was only 2 years old. But I could remember after that 2 years, I was sent to grandparents' house on my mom's side. And after not seeing my mom for months, my grandpa and grandma took me to the hospital where my mom and the newborn baby are. The room that my mom was in was crowded by her friends, and among them, my mom was hugging a little baby named Sujin. After another month spending my life in grandparents' house, I went back to my actual home, and I could see Sujin is a new family member. After another years, we often went to hang out in the playground, which was right in front of our house. The first thing we do, we made a sand castle, we rode seesaw, we caroled each other to ride slide and play on swings before each other, and went back home angry to each other, usually because he drew a fist of sand into my face. As you could easily imagine, our quarreling spirit did not cease in the playground, but it kindled at home as well. No matter who provoked it first, no matter who hit or punched more, or no matter who did or did not lie, my mom and dad always stood in front of us and said, "Sujin, you're an older sister. You know how to generously forgive your brother and know how to think again in his perspective. You have to be a nice model for him." What kind of small kid, like 5 years old, with the most boisterous brother in the world could willingly accept that? Actually, the question, what if I had older sibling, or what if I had nice, pretty younger sister? This question stuck in my heart so hard. Maybe it was about after my 6th birthday that I heard the news of my mom has a new baby in her. Obviously, I thought it would be a sister. I don't want one more brother like Subin. Imagining 2 Subins I have and calling me Nuna, what's this, what's that? That was horrifying. Every day after kindergarten, I made a list what to do together with my sister. For example, especially girly things that you can't do with your brother, like dress alike to each other, dress a doll, and make a pretty picture, while brothers could just make a weird doodle on it. I spent my months imagining what my life, how happy my life would be just a few months later. Me and my mom often talked about the baby a lot. You know, in Korean, there's two ways of calling older sister: 언니, which girls use, and 누나, which boys use. Once I promised my mom I'll be a good 언니, while I was a bad type of 누나. And my mom knew well that if I heard that I have a baby sister, then I would be really super happy. So she took me to the examination at OBGYN office. And I was sitting in the cushy sofa next to her bed. And to a 6 years old, it was really tired to wait for just about 10 minutes. And when I was too tired and almost fell asleep, my mom touched my shoulder and pointed at the monitor. Hey, Sujin, look at that. And the doctor opened her mouth. Congratulations, girl! You got a nice, cute baby brother. For a moment, I stopped in my ears. Did she just say baby brother, not a sister? So I'll have one more brother like Sujin. Instead of the sister I really wanted for months and months, I felt meaningless and useless of what I did for the last 6 months or more than 6 months. For that moment, situation between me and my brother totally flipped. Even at Taekwondo studio, I couldn't make loud noise when I do the punching thing, while my brother looked more cheerful and happier and sounded happier. On the pillow talk, because I had to spend about 1 month with my grandma while my mom went to hospital again. So on the pillow talk, I told my grandma, I'm really scared. Like, I'm not even a good sister for one brother. How could I satisfy 2 brothers? I still could remember that moment. I burst out crying out loud, just as a child who received an odd Christmas present instead of the one they truly wished. And 8 years has passed. That's quite a long time, indeed. I was elementary schooler, and now I'm a high schooler. Do I still think my brother's annoying? Duh, yes. But sometimes I imagine if my brothers never existed, or even one of them did not exist. If someone asked me, if you could go back to the past and receive the Christmas present that I truly wished, if I would do that, well, I'll say, no thanks. I think I like my present.